I'm pregnant. I bet you guys didn't expect that. Look at my baby belly. Yeah. You guys want to feel it? Oh, my baby belly's really moving. Oh, here comes the head. Hey. How's it going? Just filming a video. What about you? Just chilling? Okay. Ow, ow. You are putting a claw in my skin, so I'd appreciate you to actually do that. So I was working at a music festival for the last week, so I'm going to tell you all about how people suck. And I hate everybody. And my cat hates me, so everybody's aware. Okay, stop fighting me. Okay, so I had to, like, basically park everybody. Listen, stop. I had to basically park everybody. And we had, like, saved our single rows, because we were doing, like, double rows and then, like, single rows. So we're saving our single rows for, like, handicap. So, like, the ones that were right behind the porta potty were a single row because, like, the porta potty, like, blocks the obviously being a double because, like, cars are gonna get trapped. So they just were like, let's make it a single row, and it's, like, right next to the porta potties anyway. And then there's, like, it's obviously wider because, like, of the porta potty anyway. So yeah. So that was a single row, and then right where the shuttle, like, bus that would take them was also a single row. And, like, when I'm saying handicap, I'm saying, like, your older people, you know, who have, like, a handicap sticker because they're older, but they can, like, still walk and get on a bus, you know. So that's what I'm saying when I say, like, handicap, because, like, we had a different area for, like, handicapped people, like, people that could not, and we had a shuttle, so all they had to do was get onto a golf cart, and then they could be taken to the concert. So yeah, and then there was, like, so we're obviously, like, parking everybody in the double rows first, and then if there's any room and there's, like, nowhere else in the lot to put these people, we're obviously gonna then fill the rows. And this guy, I don't know what his name was, but his friend's name was Ed. I only knew his friend's name was Ed because he yelled Ed from the shuttle. Like, this is a big giant lot. I don't know how big an acre is, but you know how big a football field is? Okay, so, like, imagine somebody is standing at, like, the far, like, you're looking at a football field, somebody's, like, standing, like, way over on that far corner, and Ed, his friend, is standing over here on, like, the corner closest to you, but on that side. Like, so he's, like, yelling, Ed! Pardon my language, I'm quoting this guy. Ed, fucking park over here! They got all these fucking open spots! This fucking bullshit, they're fucking parking you guys way out there, because we're filling out way out there. And then we're feeling, like, this way. Like, we're filling in like this. So we're basically making a U. It makes sense, honestly. Sorry, my hand itches, and I don't know why. And it's not like we're parking them, like, way out there. We're, like, going, like, 2 double rows, like, this way from the porta potty after that single row. And then we're going 3 this way, but that's because the shuttle's, like, over here, and then, like, the porta potty's, like, way, like, farther this way. So, like, this is the double row, and then it's the single row, and then it's 2 double rows. But anyway, and like, so we met up with Ed, and, like, this guy's still, like, going on about how this is, like, BS, that they're parking us way out there. And I was like, Ed, it's fine where you parked, because just keep in mind that your buddy's gonna get towed. because he's parked in a handicap spot. It's fine, Ed. You are fine where you're parked. I had nothing to film about, okay? Don't judge me. Can I help you?
Only for my shirts.
The red one?
All my new ones.
Or your new ones? Aren't they in Ryan's suitcase? Because all my clothes are in my suitcase. There's nobody else's. It's just like that. But there was like multiple people. We were told that tell them 3 times. Because it was me and my brother working like side by side. So like obviously I'm like, hey, that's handicap, or like, hey, that's a fire lane, because there was also like problems with people parking in the fire lane. And the first night they did things like weird, like the porta potty one was a double row, and then like the next one over was a single row, and then it was a double row. But the problem was these 2 people were parked in front of the people that were parked at the porta potty, stayed later, and they had a 3-day pass. And these 2 people are parked like behind the porta potty, who had a car like in front of them, were 1 day, so like they were Thursday. So yeah. So they were stuck, and then so like the tow had to come out and like move them. And then we had a black car. I wish I could insert the clip. They were like, because the first night that first one was a double row, like it was a single row then a double row instead of a double row then a single row. They were like, they were in the fire lane, but they weren't like in the fire lane that night. Yeah, it was really bad. And also, not to mention, people were tailgating, so like it was like messed up. So we're like keeping the single rows still available anyway, because like people are tailgating, so they have to like go like around these people. So like obviously it's gonna be so much easier if there's not a single row right there. I cannot vlog in this house. I meant video in this house. But anyway, we're just gonna continue on with that. Where was I in this story? So yeah, I was told to tell them, and then if they like looked at me, then Ryan was to tell them, or like vice versa, whoever told them, and then whoever told them first then told them last, and then it was just like, okay, whatever, let it go. And then when our managers came around, we're like, hey, that car, and they're like, yeah, I got it. And then like we would see the tow come, and obviously like we're still parking cars. We can't park them in the single because that's handicap. So you know where we have to park them? The tow truck has to follow along with everybody else. We like obviously pull back the line. The tow truck then like puts the car down and like where it needs to be in the row. And yeah, there was like so many cars. There's calls to the cops, and the cops were like, well, you see, if you can't find your car where you left it, you need to wander the whole entire lot. Because what probably happened is they probably told you, being polite, just to put your car where it needs to be, because you were either A, in the fire lane or the handicap. Like we like recorded like all these cars that we had to move, and like obviously if it happened again where you parked where you're supposed to go, then you'd be like, I don't know where it goes. They like pull your car completely away. It never got that bad that I know of. I only got on at like 3 o'clock, so like who knows, there could have been somebody before 3 that had that. But when I was on, that never happened. I kind of got the hint, like, I can't park there. And then there was another lady. So me and Ryan are sitting in a chair. Like, this lady had no idea when we got on. And then there's this other guy that was sitting in a chair, like, farther up by the porta potties, just to tell them that they need to come, like, this way at us. And then we got this big giant, like, sign that says, it's got an arrow pointed this way or this way. So, like, obviously, like, there's a big giant arrow telling you which way to go. And keep in mind, I said that the porta potty, like, single one behind it is for handicap, right? So this lady comes, like, strolling up and, like, pulls in next to the car, and we're like, no, it's handicap. And she's like, keep in mind, quoting, and she's like, why can't I park here? Like, all sunny, and we're like, that's handicap. Like, Ryan said that. Ryan's only got so much patience. And she's like, well, how was I supposed to fucking know? All you guys are doing is sitting around. And, like, she still had her window down. So I was like, we're sitting around because we've been on here for fucking forever, bitch. I think that was the last night. Yeah, it was. And at that time, it was like, I think it was even before my shift began. So it was like half hour into our shift. Oh, I wasn't even sitting in a chair, I was sitting on the ground. So I'm like, oh my god. Because there was a couple kids who got on at 11. Well, they're not kids, they're older than me. But like, they're not 21 yet, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother story about how they weren't 21, but like, I kind of thought they were 21. That's a whole nother story. But, and so like, the lady comes like walking up, like, all yelling at me, and I'm like, okay, like, I'm ready to throw down, like, I'm done with this biatch. No offense to her, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry. But I could have still freaking broke your bone. That's how old you kind of look. But I can't let you park there without the sticker. I can't. Otherwise, you'll get towed. The tow truck comes in, looks. If you don't have it either on your what is that called? License plate, or in the like whatever. Or like, we had like a handicap sticker, like for like the event that I worked. If you don't have either of those three, or if you have all three, good for you. You're going above and beyond. They're going to tow you. Because at that point, there's nobody working. So they're just going to tow you completely. So anyway, back to my employees. They would get on, they were on at like 11. So they've been working for like a while. Like, she had no idea. Because the lot opens at like, I think at like 7 a.m. Like, that's when they start parking people. So like, they could have been there since 7. Or like, you never know, they could have been here for like 12 hours. Like, they started working at 2 to make sure that, like, all the cars who were supposed to be there were gone. And all the, like, yeah. I'm thinking like, what on earth? But anyway, back to the lady. She, like, comes walking up to me, and I'm like, oh, yes? Like, thinking, you know, at this point, I'm like, okay, don't be angry, just, like, act like your normal self. Well, I mean, I'm kind of angry all the time. So, like, act like you actually want to help this lady. And she's like, well, I need to talk to your manager. And I'm like, well, you see, I don't have my manager's number. And she's like, well, I need to talk to your manager. And I was like, well, if you want, you can sit right here and wait for my manager. She's like, no, I can't sit on the ground. So, like, give up your chair. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. As in, like, to Ryan. I'm talking about this one lady who, like, was yelling about how I wouldn't let her park in handicap because she didn't have a sticker or anything. Yeah. Okay, no offense to, I don't even know what tribe they are. But, there's a Native American tribe that's like 20 a half hour from this festival, like north. How do I word this without being like really racist? I fucking hate them. Honestly, it's a whole nother story about them. Also, there was a Muslim guy. That was a whole nother story about him. He tried to scam me. I was like, oh, a Muslim enjoying Western music. It kind of threw me for a loop, and I was like, I mean, anything's possible. I mean, Trump became president. Hillary's not in prison. And people escape from Alcatraz. Anything's possible. Honestly, okay, on the whole Trump thing, I didn't vote for him because I was like, does he even know anything about politics? Because I knew him as the guy from a Celebrity Apprentice, but I never watched it, and no offense, he kind of seemed dumb. I was like, when the shows, it made him kind of like dumb, and people like, who I heard were like, yeah, he's kind of dumb. It's like, oh, okay, he must be dumb, whatever, yada yada. And then Hillary, I was like, oh, okay, first of all, I have private emails. I have like so many emails, but like, if anybody wants to see my emails, I'm like, yeah, sure, except for one. There's one email that I'm keeping secret because of one person involved in my life that I don't want to know about it. But I have like 16 emails. If anybody wants to see those emails, I can see them. I might not be able to remember the passwords now, but like, if I remember the passwords, you can see it. It's not gonna be like, oh, I don't remember the password. It's gonna be like, I want to try what like 7-year-old Alexa would have used on this account that's like, I don't even know what I liked back then. But anyway, I love it how I just got distracted. But it's fine. It's fine. We're okay. Everything's cool. Everything's awesome. I'm trying to put all my wristbands together, like one on top of each other. Because I got one for like every day. I got like the pre-staff one. Then I got day 1, day 2, day 3. So like I can go see the concert after work. Yeah, look at that. They're all stacked on top of one another. Yeah. I don't know. I think I did pretty well. My main problem is like standing like is painful for me, like all the time. So parking wasn't really too good, but like I had a chair. It's not like I sat in the whole chair the whole time. It was just like kind of sat sometimes. Yeah, people suck. I'm gonna film a video about the Native American people that I had to deal with. I mean, not all of them were bad. There was just like, there was one car that didn't piss me off. There was like, I don't know, like 50 Native American people that, like car-wise, that came. I just couldn't stand any of them. It's not the fact that they were Native Americans, because like, okay, so you have like a darker skin tone than me, and like you are native to here, like whatever, I don't care. I don't care for gay, I don't care like your race. But it's just the fact that they are so dumb sometimes. For one, it's like they didn't know how to park. It was, yeah, that's a whole other story. Oh, this one fell. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna film that video right now. So, yeah, it's gonna be the next video up. And then, yeah. yeah, the next video is gonna be the Native American one. And then there's gonna be like what my first day of living in the dorms is like, or something like that. I think that's that week, next week. Like, I'm gonna film it literally on Monday and hope it gets up on Tuesday. So if it's late, or if it's posted like way later on Tuesday, just know that either A, I forgot about it till it was like really late, or it just took that long to upload. So, just let you guys know. Peace.